People are living longer than ever before. The average 65-year-old male will live till about age 85, while the average 65-year-old female will live till about age 88. There's also a 25% chance that if you're married, one of you will live well into your 90s. But what's the problem with averages? Well, the problem is that it has nothing to do with you. And it has nothing to do with how long you live, because half of you watching this video will live longer than the averages. So the problem with this is that the longer you live, the more issues you will have. The more inflation will eat up your savings. The more stock market volatility you'll experience in your portfolio. The more issues you will have with your health, the more money you will need as income to live on, and just a host of other risks. And this is what we call longevity risk. And this is the worst of all possible risks because, as I described, it's the multiplier. It makes all the other risks worse because you're living longer. But what do? There's only one thing, is that you plan. You have a process and a plan in place that will allow you to mitigate through the challenges of living too long, or living a long time in retirement. You also incorporate as many sources of reliable and guaranteed income that will provide enough money to cover not only your expenses as a married couple, but also the expenses of your spouse, because your spouse will outlive you and will also need money to live on. And it's not less expensive to be single. Your spouse will probably have the same expenses that you have, but unfortunately, sometimes they usually lose a portion of the income once the other spouse dies. So let's make sure that we plan retirement wisely. This is not a place for amateurs and definitely not a place for do-it-yourselfers because you will fail. So I'll see you next time on Financial QB TV.